Hey guys, and welcome back to INSITE channel. My name is Freddie or Grimmy Rana, and I've got a super special guest. You're creating history right now. I've obviously got Ash and me. You're the first UK person to ever make it to a major finals. You've done it by beating probably one of the favourites to win the whole tournament. You guys at one stage were 0-2 in the Challenger, and now you're in the Grand Finals. How do you feel right now?
Everyone keeps asking me this, and it just doesn't feel real. We've been on the edge of losing the whole event. I don't think there's been a single game where someone's gone, I think Gamerlegion's going to win that in the majority. It's just never happened, and I think we've proven a lot of people wrong, but we've proven to ourselves that how good we can be. That's the main thing.
Yeah, because you put out a tweet yesterday. You were like, maybe people start taking us as seriously as we take ourselves. Why do you think some people aren't maybe believing in you as much as some of the other teams?
I mean, a lot of people just look at the lineup and they just think, on paper, these guys aren't as good as other guys, but that's just never the way it's worked. I mean, what we're seeing now is kind of a one-off, I would say. But everything's just coming together. We built this team, everyone had their own role, and I think a lot of people don't see that. They see stats, and they see nothing else. They see entry attempts, they see whatever, and everyone has their role in this team, and when everyone's pulling off that role, I mean, this is way better than we ever expected, but it's what the team's going to achieve.
Yeah, because I think, so obviously everyone looks at Imma and naturally Imma's playing really well, but I want to highlight some of the players like Kios and Isaac. So Kios is really good with his utility right and supportive flashbang. So it's how does those two players in those roles support the team and get them to here basically?
I mean, they'll literally do anything for the team. We have a round today where Chewy goes, someone want to be Apeks, and Keo's like, yeah, I'll do it, and he just runs out to be Apeks. We've never played around like that before. Yeah. He runs out and just die for the team just because he's been asked to do it. And Isaac's the same. He plays every arguably worst position on every CT map. He never complains. He never gets tilted. We play practice. He's always the most consistent attitude ever. And Keo's is the same, and he's something that he hasn't done for a long time as well. He's not played these roles. He's not played anchor. He's not played lurker. But he's just such a smart player that he's got such a lot of value to him. And the energy he's bringing as well is just adding another dimension to the team.
Can I ask, is he still able to speak?
Surprisingly.
How? Because every time I see him, he's screaming. Yeah. And we've had 2 weeks of this now. So everyone, the running joke around is how is this man still alive? But yeah, so I want to talk about Imma. So this is it's second day ever playing in front of a crowd, in a stage pretty much. I guess if you count Rio, you can kind of count that. Yeah. But how are you guys able to come in here, and especially Imma, in this series, you guys were really struggling in some moments where Heroric were coming back into the game. How was he especially able just to stay tuned, and the whole team stay in lock?
I think he's found a lot of belief in himself, but the thing with Imma, I'll call him Mihai, I don't still know how to pronounce his name, I've only been with him for 2 years, but he's got such an unbreakable confidence. The guy, he never ever loses confidence, and the whole time I've known him, I think that's the sort of trait that you can't find in a lot of people. You can look around for the best player in the world, and a lot of people don't have that, and he steps up in the moments. He keeps his composure, and he's just getting better and better. I think he's loving it. He's loving the attention. He's loving the fact that he's performing where he knows he can, everyone knows he can, and he's just living the life, I guess.
I mean, he's the new Zaiwu basically right now. He's got higher stats. So today the crowd was quite with you actually. The whole crowd was with you actually, I think, pretty much. But tomorrow, theoretically, if you play Vitality, as the game's going on right now between Vitality and Apeks, but if you play Vitality, I think it's fair to say that the crowd's going to be very, very against you. If it does come to Vitality, how are you going to face off in front of a crowd that for the first time is really against you?
I think we've got a little bit of experience, because we played in front of Furia, in front of Brazil.
So that was
honestly, it was a bit of a horrible experience itself, because it was so violent. Every time people are doing death threats to you and they're chanting you're going to die and stuff. It was not nice, but we thrived a little bit in it as well. The only thing that was a downside was it gave the team a few rounds, because they give the information away, makes flanking and stuff less important, and I don't think it's anything like the same here. It's going to be more of a fun sort of thing. I mean, we're in the major finals. If we lose, whatever, fucking whatever. We're just going to give it everything we got.
So I was going to say, are you? I'm assuming when I spoke to Imma, it was every single step is a plus for us. We never expect to get here, but now you're in the finals. And you're oh fuck, I can't need to win this now.
I mean, I said on day one, this is a major we could win. On day one, and with the last time Rio, we never talked anything like that. But here, I think we looked at the state of Tier 1 CS, and everyone's saying now, Tier 1 CS is not looking that great, but it's been pretty obvious for a long time that the Tier 1 teams are out of shape. They're not playing as much. Today, we have to research Heroic, and they're playing 3 games on some maps, and they haven't played in 2 months on some of them. I don't know how they can stay in shape. I don't know how they can stay in confidence. Heroric obviously a bit of a special one because they're just unbelievable kind of all the time. But we knew that this event was there to take it if we got a ball rolling, and we had a bit of luck. And I think we had a bit of luck in we haven't played the best teams when we've had to be on the verge of being knocked out. But we played very hard teams as well. I think people are trying to downplay that because the ranking is, instead of being 10, it's 11. Instead of being 9, it's 12. We played like 5 to 20 teams. I don't think anyone can take that away from us.
So kind of just like rounding up, you, especially like you and Apeks, both here in the semi-finals, do you think you guys are going to shake up Tier 1 CS a little bit, along with like Monty and ITB? And do you feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of changes in how the way CS is played after this major because of your guys' performances?
I think the Tier 1 teams need to be looking at kind of what's going on. I think generally the main problem is they're not playing enough. The weird thing is when teams talk about us, they always say that we have the advantage because we can prepare more for the other teams, but I don't really understand the logic because we play 2, 3, 4 times more maps, and I know they're travelling a lot, but we're playing all the time. We barely have time to practice most of the time to add new things. We're running the same things for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we can't change them. So I think they'll need to look at that, and just for the star players and stuff, it's not nice playing a tournament every 2 months and then their stats for the 2 months and everyone's looking at them and saying you're that player when they're not really having the sample size to show what they can do, and then it's hard to find yourself a little bit.
I think that's going to be really interesting, like looking at the future now. Well, so finally, you have a lot of support from the UK. It's like on Twitter, it's all the people from the UK, or a lot of the older boys as well are coming back and supporting you and rooting you. Do you have anything to say to maybe like any of the fans at home from the UK specifically? Like something you want to say to them?
I mean, it feels amazing. I'm not used to having the support. I feel like I've kind of always kept my head down and not really interacted that much with the UK scene, but now it feels like maybe the overachievement and flying the flag or something, being the only guy. It feels amazing. It's like you feel like you got more support, and I'm not used to having support.
Yeah.
Usually it's just family, the team, and that's it. And it's really nice, and everything here has been an amazing experience.
That is so nice to hear. And well, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's absolutely crazy to see you in the grand finals, and I'm so happy for you guys that you made it this far. And Heroric, well, that's going to be something they're going to have to look at. But thank you very much, guys, and make sure to stay tuned for some more interviews on the INSITE channel.